Sunset high and I'm by slow. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands to the bones. Loose up.
Three mighty warriors. He was with David at Pas Dammim when the Philistines gathered there for a battle. At a place where there was a field full of barley, the troops fled from the Philistines, but they took their stand in the middle of the field. They defended it and struck the Philistines down, and the Lord brought about a great victory. 3 of the 30 chiefs came down to David to the rock at the cave of Adullam, while a band of Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim. At that time David was in the stronghold, and the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. David longed for water and said, "Oh, that someone would get me a drink of water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem." So the 3 broke through the Philistine lines, drew water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem, and carried it back to David. But he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. "God forbid that I should do this." He said, "Should I drink the blood of these men who went at the risk of their lives? Because they risked their lives to bring it back, David would not drink it." Such were the exploits of the 3 mighty warriors. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of the 3. He raised his spear against 300 men whom he killed, and so he became as famous as the 3. He was doubly honored above the 3 and became their commander, even though he was not included among them. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a violent fighter from Kabzeel, performed great exploits. He struck down Moab's 2 mightiest warriors. He also went down in a pit on a snowy day and killed a lion, and he struck down an Egyptian who was 5 cubits tall. Although the Egyptian had a spear like a weaver's rod in his hand, Benaiah went against him with a club. He snatched the spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. Such were the exploits of Benaiah, son of Jehoiada. He was too famous as the 3 mighty warriors. He was held in greater honor than any of the 30, but he was not included among the 3, and David put him in charge of his bodyguard. The mighty warriors were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elihan, son of Dodo from Bethlehem, Shomoth the Harite, Helez the Pelonite, Ir, son of Akesh from Tekoa, Bezier the Anathoth, Sibekai the Hushathite, Hai the Ahohite, Marahai the Netopathite, Helad son of Vanna the Nephathite, Itai son of Ribai from Gibeah in Benjamin, Benjamin the Pirathonite, Hurai from the ravines of Gash, Abiel the Arbathite, Asmaveth the Barahumite, Eliabah the Shalbanite, the sons of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan son of Shagi the Hararite, Ahiam son of Sakar the Hararite, Eliphal son of Ur, Hefer the Mechirathite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Ezra the Carmelite, Neri son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibhar son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Nahari the Berothite, the armor-bearer of Joab son of Zeriah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad son of Ali, Adina son of Sheza the Reubenite, who was chief of the Reubenites, and the 30 with him, Hanan son of Makkah, Joshaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashnarite, Shammah and Jeliel, the sons of Hotham the Arathite, Jediel son of Shimri, his brother Joha the Tizite, Eliel the Mahavite, Jeribai and Joshaviah, the sons of Elnam, Ithma the Moabite, Eliel, Obed, and Jasiel the Mesobite. Warriors joined David. Chapter 12. These were the men who came to David at Ziklag while he was banished from the presence of Saul son of Kish. They were among the warriors who helped him in battle. They were armed with bows and were able to shoot arrows or to sling swords right-handed or left-handed. They were relatives of Saul from the tribe of Benjamin. Ahiezer their chief and Joash the sons of Shema and Gibeathite, Jeziel and Peleth the son of Asmaveth the Berakah, Jehu the Anathite, and Ishmael the Gibeonite, a mighty warrior among the 30, who was a leader of the 30, Jeremiah, Jehaziel, Jonathan, Jozabad the Gittithite, Eluzai, Jeremoth, Belial, Shemariah, and Shephatiah, and the Haruphite, Elkanah, Ishavab, Azriel, Joazir, and Jashobim the Korathites, and Jola, and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroham from Gedor. Some Gadites defected to David at his stronghold in the wilderness. They were brave warriors, ready for battle and able to handle the shield and the spear. Their faces were the faces of lions, and they were as swift as gazelles in the mountains. Ezer was the chief, Obadiah was the second in command, Eliab the third, Mishmana the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Jonahanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Macbanai the 11th. These Gadites were army commanders. The least was a match for 100, and the greatest 4,000. It was they who crossed the Jordan in the first month when it was overflowing in all its banks, and they put to flight everyone living in the valleys to the east and to the west. Other Benjamites and some men from Judah also came to David in his stronghold. David went out to meet them and said to them, "If you have come to me in peace to help me, I am ready for you to join me. But if you have come to betray me to my enemies when my hands are free from violence, may the God of our ancestors see it and judge you." Then the Spirit came on Amasai, chief of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, David. We are with you, son of Jesse. Success to you, and success to those who help you, for your God will help you." So David received them and made them leaders of his raiding bands. Some of the tribe of Manasseh defected to David when he went with the Philistines to fight against Saul. He and his men did not help the Philistines because after the consultation, their rulers sent him away. They said, "It'll cost us our heads if he deserts to his master Saul." When David went to Ziklag, these were the men of Manasseh who defected to him: Adnah, Jozabad, Jedilael, Michael, Jozabad, Eliahu, and Zilithai, leaders of units of 1,000 in Manasseh. They helped David against raiding bands, for all of them were brave warriors and they were commanders in his army. Day after day, men came to help David until he had a great army like the army of God. Others joined David at Hebron. These are the numbers of the men armed for battle who came to David at Hebron to turn Saul's kingdom over to him, as the Lord had said. From Judah carrying shield and spears, 6,800 armed for battle. From Samoan, warriors ready for battle, 7,100. From Levi, 4,600, including Jehoiada, leader of the family of Aaron, with 3,700 men, and Zadok, a brave young warrior with 22 officers from his family. From Benjamin, Saul's tribe, 3,000, most of whom had remained loyal to Saul's house until then. From Ephraim, brave warriors famous in their own clans, 20,800. From half the tribe of Manasseh, designated by name to come and make David king, 18,000. From Issachar, men who understood the times and knew what Israel should do, 200 chiefs with all their relatives under their command. From Zebulun, experienced soldiers prepared for battle with every type of weapon to help David with undivided loyalty, 50,000. From Naphtali, 1,000 officers, together with 37,000 men carrying shields and spears. From Dan, ready for battle, 28,600. From Asher, experienced soldiers prepared for battle, 40,000. And from the east of the Jordan, from Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, armed with every type of weapon, 120,000. All these were fighting men who volunteered to serve in the ranks. They came to Hebron fully determined to make David king over all Israel. All the rest of the Israelites were also of one mind to make David king. The men spent 3 days there with David, eating and drinking, for their families had supplied provisions for them. Also their neighbors from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali came bringing food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen. There were plentiful supplies of flour, fig cakes, raisin cakes, wine, olive oil, cattle, and sheep. For there was joy in Israel, bringing back the ark. Chapter 13. David conferred with each of his officers, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds. He then said to the whole assembly of Israel, "If it seems good to you, and if it is the will of the Lord our God, let us send word far and wide to the rest of our people throughout the territories of Israel, and also to the priests and Levites who are with them in their towns and pasture lands, to come and join us. Let us bring the ark of our God back to us, for we did not inquire of it during the reign of Saul." The whole assembly agreed to do this because it seemed right to all the people. So David assembled all Israel from the Shihor River in Egypt to Lebo Hamath to bring the ark of God from Kiriath Jearim. David and all Israel went to Bala of Judah, Kiriath Jearim, to bring up from there the ark of God, the Lord, who is enthroned between the Shibborim, the ark that is called by the name. They moved the ark of God from Abinadab's house on a new cart, with Uzzah and Ahio guiding it. David and all the Israelites were celebrating with all their might before God, with songs and with harps, lyres, timbrels, cymbals, and trumpets. When they came to the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah reached out to his hand To study the ark, because the oxen stumbled, the Lord's anger burned against Uzzah, and he struck him down because he had put his hand on the ark, so he died there before God.